Hello, I'm Luke Ford, and I want to be your moral leader. Air Supply forever, baby. Today is February the 26th, 2008. Yay! This is not what you think it is. It is green tea. And I want to talk about Air Supply. They're my favorite group, and I often have trouble sleeping, so about once every 2 or 3 weeks I allow myself to listen to some Air Supply at night. And I listened to their greatest hits 3 times last night, or really more this morning. And if you've never heard of Air Supply, they're an Australian pop group. They released 7 straight top 5 singles in the early 1980s. I didn't start listening to popular music until 1980, and it wasn't really permitted in my home. But in early 1980, my parents left for Washington, D.C. so that my dad could prepare a defense of his heretical teachings before the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So I got to live with someone else, and I had a radio, and I'd put it under my pillow every night, and I'd listen to KNBR in San Francisco and KFRC. And I started hearing a lot of Air Supply, and I loved them. They were my favorite group, and they were my best friend Andy Mooth's second favorite group. His favorite was ABBA, but still can't shake them off. What is it, 28 years later? And Air Supply basically articulates for me what it feels like to be in love, and the things that I think of when I'm in love. And heartbreak and rejection and all that. I don't think a lot about and don't moon about
You've got mail.
the times that I've rejected others. It's much more about when others have rejected me, or being in that indeterminate state where are you friends, or is it possible that you might become little more than friends. So I remember I talked to this one girl who said that when she was a kid, like about 8 or 9 or 10 years old, she asked her parents if Air Supply was going to be greater than the Beatles, because they'd had 7 straight top 5 singles. So I've accumulated on my website some of my favorite Air Supply videos, and it was Clive Davis who discovered Air Supply in 1979, and signed them later that year to Arista Records, which released their first American hit album, Lost in Love, early in 1980. In January 1980, Lost in Love was the fastest selling single in the world, peaked at number 3 on May 3rd of 1980, and other hits from that album included Every Woman in the World and Fall Out of Love. These songs still give me the shivers. Air Supply's next album was The One That You Love, and the single of that name became their only number 1 hit in America on August 8th, 1981. Also on the album with the top 10 hits, Here I Am, Just When I Thought I Was Over You, and Sweet Dreams, number 5. Air Supply's third album was Now and Forever, went to number 25 on the album charts. It had the singles Even the Nights Are Better, which went to number 5, Young Love, number 38, and Two Less Lonely People in the World also went to number 38 on January 8th of 1983. A collection of their greatest hits appeared in 1983 with the new single Making Love Out of Nothing at All, which reached number 2 in America on October 8th, 1983. 1985 came the album Air Supply, and it was the first American Air Supply album not to go platinum. And the single Just As I Am went to number 19, and these were basically the end of the glory days for Air Supply. And I've only once been to an Air Supply concert. That was, don't tell anyone, it was during the 3 weeks of mourning, which in the Jewish calendar prior to, it was actually during the 10 days prior to Tisha B'Av, which usually falls around early August in the secular Christian calendar. And yeah, I snuck off, and it was an opportunity. I got free tickets to this Air Supply concert, so I went off with my Shiksa girlfriend at the time, and she'd barely heard of Air Supply. She was only 24, good times. So I only heard them once, and I got 2 of their DVDs, so I can watch them in concert or their best videos. And I write a lot about them, how they make me feel, on my website, lukeford.net. So check it out.